I'm live here on Columbia Street where police are saying bleach, much like in a bottle like this, was used in an attack against a black male teenager. And I'm right in front of the building right now where there's still ash on the ground, there's still smoke in the air, and the devastation is still very real. If you're walking down East Church Street, this sidewalk is empty and quiet compared to the one right across the street where it's full of people. Throughout the days, the number of protesters have grown. If you plan on eating out at Los Panchos tomorrow for their reopening, you will have to stick to social distancing guidelines of staying 6 feet apart from one another. Let me show you how far that is real quick. This Halloween, instead of going trunk to trunk or door to door for treats, Southport residents will drive through Chapel Park and receive their treats right here. Starting today, certain stores in select counties in Pennsylvania will be open, so you could go shopping for antiques, learn a new hobby, or buy a new house. Early Thursday morning, 9:15, this is what an elderly couple saw while driving down Oakwood Avenue. But when Officer Brad Morrell stepped in, it was actually to fix their flat tire.
On Monday, August 3rd, at approximately 9:50 p.m., a gentleman was walking north on Columbia Street, and he was looking at his phone, and as a vehicle drove by, someone appeared to spray him with something from like a spray bottle. He described it as something you have cleaning solutions in. He said that it smelled like bleach and it hit him in the eyes, and his eyes burned for a few minutes. The vehicle continued to drive past and then, turned and went a different direction.
Imagine just taking a stroll down the sidewalk when all of a sudden you have bleach thrown in your face. Well, that happened not too long ago right here on Columbia Street in Elmira.
Horrible that, you're just walking down the street and somebody drives by and sprays you with some type of unknown substance. It's very concerning.
18 News first heard of this incident through a viewer tip from a social media platform.
Every investigation we take seriously. This one, because of the social media attention, we definitely want to prioritize this because there's been social media posts that this is a hate crime. So we don't want to make problems for anyone involved. If this person's just someone who was in the area, we'd hate for someone to confront them and accuse them of being involved in a hate crime.
Although the social media post referenced LECOM, the incident occurred on Columbia Street, not directly on the LECOM campus.
They saw a red BMW in the Weiss parking lot. They thought that vehicle might have been involved, so they took down a license plate with Pennsylvania registration KJG5262. We have been trying to locate that vehicle since the incident.
And I will never get judged by the color of my skin. Hashtag justice now, and hashtag your silence is compliance.
A small protest in a small city in one of the most well-known states in America. But what these people hope to bring is big changes.
I'm out here to compel, to be visible and compel those that know me in the community to action.
We have said that we are, there's no racism and that we're culturally diverse. We live in a predominantly white community and we live in a predominantly white world.
As an African American female in this community, I have encountered some discrimination. You know what? No more will I sit silent.
And she draws the line when it comes down to her family's safety.
It is not okay. And so therefore, I have 5 children that grew up in this community. But if he put a hoodie on or if he put a hat on, he is treated like an animal. It's not acceptable. No more.
It hurts my heart. My daughter and I actually had a moment on the phone last night about crying. Living in a predominantly Southern Black community, we've never allowed racism in our home.
I would just like for people to switch in our spot just for one day. Just one day. Just one day.
In 30-degree weather,
it is a little chilly.
Locals are suiting up to keep Seneca Lake clean.
We called it Finger Lakes Cleanup, above and below, because we're doing it underwater, and there's groups going out cleaning up the roads. I contacted the New York State Department of Transportation, and they sent out our information to all the Adopt a Highway groups. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of people out on the highways today.
Kerr says most people might see Seneca's beauty from the surface, but
whenever you're under the water, you always see garbage down there, and it's a shame. It's out of sight, out of mind, but not for us divers, and we're not down there with our bags. I got mesh bags today, so you always want to come back and clean up.
Even the mayor paid a visit to the volunteering event that continued for a second year despite the pandemic.
We never give up on anything, and it's great. And I mean, there's no better social distancing than being under the water in scuba gear away from everybody else. So this is a wonderful event, and the pandemic shouldn't slow down people from going out and volunteering and cleaning up around their community.
We figured we'd do it again this year, and why not do it National Cleanup Day? We'll do it the third Saturday of September. You know, we live in a beautiful region, and we all prosper by a nice clean Finger Lakes. So why not do this? And we got to start somewhere.
For 18 News, I'm Elise Kim. Good evening, Twin Tiers. Thank you for joining us for 18 News at 5. I'm Elise Kim. Our top story tonight, a call for repeal and reform. Protesters and lawmakers across the nation are looking for a change in our system of law and order. Now, our top story tonight, Governor Cuomo puts an emphasis on testing in the state with 40,000 tests done each day in New York. He even goes as far as to test himself during the conference he had earlier today. Corning City Council is coming up with creative ideas to reopen Market Street. Our 18 News reporter Tai Wong joins us from the Satellite Center with more. Tai, what can you tell us? Now, while many Americans are still waiting to receive their stimulus payments, Congress is debating a second round. So, Shelby, I'm having trouble navigating through all the snow right now. Will we see any sunshine?